bench test to see how well the feed pump maintains the level. I'm running the motor on roughly the equivalent speed I hope the boat to need, so I'm using the same quantity of steam that I expect to use. I'm measuring how much feed water I have to put into this old hypodermic syringe, and each one of these little syringes Each one of these little syringes is 6 cc's, and that's 37 of those I've put in so far, and the level is still just at the top of the tube, and I've been running for 17 minutes, so we'll see how we get on. So this is the rig, there's the feed pump. Just there, driven off the forward end of the tank, and here's the feed water supply, which has got a small head on it, a little bit more probably than it would get from the boat, because it's not a very deep draft boat, but it maintains a positive head. And I've got the bypass valve fully shut. There's the bypass valve, and so as I run the engine, the level in this large syringe body goes down. When it gets near the bottom, top it up again. I'll try and remember how many I put in. Did I say 36? I'll check later. And the object of the exercise is to find out how long the tank of gas goes and whether I need to worry about feed water. And so far, so good. Test today on the lake was rubbish, the weather was foul, and I do need an assistant to do it, especially if I want to get any fix. So if you want to have a little look round, there's the gas tank, and the gas is direct from there across the top of the boiler into the burner, and the burner goes through the tubes, and the waste heat goes up the flue, where it heats a small economizer coil. Feed water goes from the sea, and I've got to top up. 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Yeah, as I was saying, remember 43, guys. The feed water goes from the suction in the boat through the pump, past the bypass valve, into the coil in the flue uptake, where it heats, which stops me losing pressure when it goes into the boiler, cooling the boiler down, and then it comes out of the coil, down behind the separator and into the clack valve and into the boiler. And at the moment, let's go and check the level. As you can see, I'll just give it a little blow down. Oh, I've got to get some gloves. And you can see the level come down a little tiny bit. This is good. You don't want it to go up. You want it to stay steady, or it come down a little bit. As long as the gas runs out before the water does. I'm not messing with the engine, I'm just letting it run. It runs as sweet as a nut. I'm actually running in the feed pump. It's newer than the engine. The engine is on its 8th run now. I've got a little device on top of the safety valve which is under this cover. This is because the boat has a canopy. If the safety lifts, it blows the canopy off. So this has got splits all around the side, so it blows it sideways, and most of it goes up the top and looks pretty. So this is the main steam valve. Hot steam comes out down here past the oiler where it picks up lubricating oil, boiler steam oil, and then into the regulator. Regulator is like the throttle, and then through this pipe and into the inlet side of the engine, into the valve chests. Does the business, and the exhaust steam comes out here, along there, and into the separator where it's knocked down. The exhaust steam also contains oil, which we don't want to go in the lake or all over the model. So the oil stays in, and the steam comes back out again through here into the funnel and up the flue and makes pretty steam. And then at the end of the run we will use the residual pressure in the exhaust steam to blow out the oil and water from here. I'm just going to top up again. Stand by 1, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Okay. And check the level. 49. It's down a little fraction. Give it a little. At the moment the whistle is disconnected because it had a leak on. I did a Duff silver solder on one of the joints and it leaked. In my opinion, it doesn't need silver soldering. It's such a tiny pipe, and no great disaster is going to come if the whistle goes flying off in the air, which is hardly likely to. But the whistle is operated by a servo in the boat, which pulls a wire which pulls down on that. But I've got it disconnected from the manifold and put a blanking plug in, just temporarily until I can sort that. Whistle is required because it holds the canopy on. The engine is absolutely magnificent. It's been beautiful from day one. It was really easy to make. Took about 5-6 days, but no skill required whatsoever, just care and the ability to find little tiny screws on the floor. The heat from the forward end of the boiler here keeps the tank warm. We're not using a lot of gas, but the gas tank itself is warm. The propane butane mix, and it does occasionally get cold if you use a lot of gas, but this seems to just maintain a sensible temperature, not too hot, not too cold, and I haven't had cooling problems. Having said that, I have not run this in anger yet. Got to find somewhere a bit calmer and get an assistant. I'm just going to top up again. 49. 53. So I'm not bothered about using lake water. The lake's clean enough. It's clean enough to drink. It's clean enough to go in my boiler, and it's not going to get a phenomenal amount of use. It's not like it's going to be in use every day, and it's clean fairly simply with just kettle cleaner or lemon juice or whatever. So I'm not. If Bernard can do it, so can I. So I'm going to stop now, and I'll do another clip when I've got the results. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.